Welcome to another edition of Barnsley Biker Video Diaries. And before I go into why I've titled this one Global Warming, I'd just like to ask you all to click on the link below, subscribe, click on the like button, give it that thumbs up, and more than anything, leave a comment. Okay, yeah, global warming, climate change, however you want to refer to it. As I said, I'm not here to debate it. There's plenty of information out there, and I'm sure everybody's got an opinion, and so I'm happy to hear your comments, but I'm not here to argue about it or discuss it. What I really wanted to point out was today is the 11th of December 2025. In the north of England, we're upon the Pennine Moors, the bottom end of the Pennines. We're crossing. As you can see, the trees have lost all their leaves, the grass is dying off, the fields are turning brown. And yet, the temperature is in the low teens. I think the forecast today was to be 11, 12 degrees, and it's definitely no less than that, and it's probably a little bit warmer. I mean, one of the ideas of the ride was to give my new jacket a try out, which I'm going to talk about. But also, it would be very rare for me to be riding this late in the year, mainly because generally at this time of year in this area, if we've not had snow, we will definitely have regular frosts. They will have been out gritting regularly, and I think they've gritted once or twice so far this year, sometime in November, but we've had so much rain that's probably all been washed away. But normally, yeah, as I say, to be possible starting to get light snow showers, especially up here in the hills, and we'd be having frosts, ice, and the temperature would normally, for this time of year, the temperatures in single digits, probably hovering around 6-7 degrees during the day and dropping down close to freezing at night. But today, the biggest issue, as I've already mentioned, is the sun low in the sky, which you get this time of year. But the temperature is ideal for riding, really, if you get laid up. And as is always the case, if you get the opportunity, if the weather turns out something like, get out and ride. And Phil, up in front there on his Triumph Tiger 900, has been itching to get out. Neither of us wanted to ride when it was raining, because it was not just raining a bit, we've had biblical rain last week. But now today, yeah, it's a bit windy, probably picking that up on the microphone. Hopefully you are hearing this, it is picking up the audio. Yeah, crossing Woodhead, and it's quite blustery here, but on the plus side, over to my left, which is sort of a southerly direction, we've now got a bit of cloud coming in, which is helping us as far as the sun goes. I hope, because we're going to go down the Snake, so hopefully that'll help us on the Snake. And we're going to be riding down predominantly into the sun. So, but currently we're on Woodhead, and we're going to turn off and go around the back of the reservoirs in a little bit, so on our regular ride. As normal, Woodhead's a little bit busy, but yeah, we're just about to come past the Woodhead reservoirs. There's a series of them along this valley. Up until yesterday, Yorkshire, South Yorkshire, was under a hosepipe ban because these reservoirs in the summer, due to lack of rain and the warm weather, were down to, I think it was 30% of their capacity water-wise. Recently, we've had quite a lot of rain because the local water authority was saying that it would be probably early spring before they were back up to capacity. But one of the positives of all the rain we've had recently is, I think they were saying yesterday, we're up to 97% capacity on the water. So you can see that now there as we came across that bridge there. Reassuringly, the reservoirs are back up to something like capacity. So might go home and wash the car. Not. Okay, one of our favourite little loops that takes you round off the Woodhead Road away from all those trucks, although this road does get quite busy with cyclists and motorcyclists. But we're going to loop round the back of the reservoirs. But yes, you know, the scenery very much now got that late autumn, early winter feel, except for lack of frost and snow. But as you can probably see on the road, because of the weather we've had, the heavy rain in the last few days, there's a lot of mud, leaf matter being washed across the roads. So you've just got to be a little bit on your mettle on some of these bends. Also, you've got to watch out for the odd sheep suddenly deciding to leap over a dry stone wall or down a grass banking, because they're probably still up on the hills, although we're not seeing any yet. So, oh, there we go, as if on cue. It is the time of year they start bringing them down into the lowland paddocks because of the fear of snow. But yeah, this far south in the UK, we've not had anything other than I think a minor flurry. A bit of a covering over on the east coast, I think, earlier. But yeah, nothing to get worried or write home about. And we like a bit of snow. You know, it's seasonal. Christmas is coming, so we don't mind a bit of snow, but in moderation at the right time of year. This road we're on, it takes us up over the hills. You can see the sun on the fields over to the right, where it's peeking through the bit of cloud. But yeah, we go over the top here and drop down into Glossop. And I think this is the original road down into Glossop before the Woodhead Road was constructed. Because the Woodhead Road is a fairly recent, as in probably the last 100 years, addition. There was another road that went across the tops on the other side of the valley. And you can keep your Applecross Pass and all its hairpins. Eh? The route we're doing today has got its fair share. We're going to be going back across the Strines. I've forgotten how many bends I counted on the Strines, but several of those are 180-degree hairpins. So, but luckily, still not as popular as the Applecross Pass. And then we've got the sun again. Yay. Okay, we're coming up onto a snake now, start of a snake. As you see there, it's a 50-mile-an-hour limit. There have been several fatalities this year and serious accidents, and there was talk, I think it was earlier this week, that they were talking about putting speed cameras along the snake, which I'm sure there'll be those that will decry that decision, that will knock it. But having seen some of the driving and riding over the recent years, it probably is a good idea. It is a road that people come to test their skills and their bike's ability. But it's a road not to be taken lightly, shall we say. As you can see, some tight bends, and unless you ride it regularly and know it well, it's a bit like riding a mini TT. If you know the bend that's coming up, that's fine. If you don't, you could be all over the place. But again, this time of year up on these hills, as bleak as it is, still very picturesque. You get the range of colours, the greens and browns and oranges, and hopefully when we drop down through the trees there might be some that are still in their autumn colours. We shall see. Still plenty of roadworks on the snake, but I think they've now got funding to try and repair it properly. I'm sure I heard that the government had approved, I don't know how much money it's going to cost, but I'm sure I heard the government had approved the funding required. Yes. The sun behind those brooding hills. Phil's got it on him today. Yeah. How the colours change as the sun comes out and then the cloud comes back over, and all the shadows and the hues and the... I do like this time of year, but usually it's not conducive to motorcycling. So as I said at the start of the video, it's about making the most of it.